Well, hello all my YouTubers, and thanks again for joining me. I'm just going to do a quick recap on our 2018 Classic racing season. Now, of course, the season started in Finhaven in Forfar in early April with regards to the Scottish Classic Racing Championship. Since then we've had some fantastic racing, and we've covered the central belt of Scotland for our remaining 9-round championship. Now, we also attended this year those other big events. We had a weekend charity scramble event held in Northern Ireland, and that was in June, and that was for me personally was a fantastic racing event, and got myself a little fly in a helicopter into the bargain, which was absolutely fantastic and totally unexpected on the day, so thanks to Cecil Pearson for that. Now, we also attended our usual Cumberland Grand National event in Penrith, and that was also in June, and that was a fantastic weekend, and it always is a good weekend, and we hope to return there in 2019. Now, unfortunately, our other big event, the Nostalgia Scramble for 2018, was cancelled, unfortunately, due to a lack of entries, which has never been heard of in the 15 or so years that I have been following the Nostalgia Scramble. So hopefully we'll see that back on the calendar for 2019. Now, next year looks like it's going to be just as busy, if not busier, than it has been this year, because I do hope to attend a lot more of the bigger events next year, and hopefully make a trek to Holland for the Classic Motocross des Nations in 2019, so I'm looking forward to that. Yes, this year has been one of the busiest years for classic racing, and weather-wise it has been one of the best years we have had in a very long time with regards to the summer sunshine. The good weather started, of course, in early May and lasted right through till almost September. So with regards to the racing and the weather, it's been an absolutely fantastic year. Now, normally during my filming these events during the year, I usually catch a few of the riders as they fall and spill from their machines, but this year unfortunately has been very quiet regards to that affair. The guys have been well behaved on the track this year, so there's not been a lot of thrills and spills regards riders falling from the machines, but in the small version that I did catch, here are just a few.
Now we're going to start in Northern Ireland. Number 2 there on the 490 Michael is Willie Burgess as he takes a little spill. Willie actually went on to win the over 50s Twin Shock Championship in the UK in 2018. Next up, a Scottish Classic event. That's Tom Forsyth taking a little spin off his BSA. Also at this event, Darrell Wiley there took a nasty fall at the start of one of the races and fell down on that shoulder, and in fact dislocated his shoulder. Although if you look at the slow motion replay, you can see as Darrell comes into the corner, hits the rear wheel of Brian Aird and hits the deck. Okay, this is the Cumberland Grand National now in 2018. A couple of riders taking a nice little spin off their machines there. Kendall Classic Revival Scramble now. A couple of riders taking a spill. One of them being, of course, young Chris Chell. Now the same event again. This is the Twin Shock class, and the rider going down in the corner just as we speak there. Now that is, in fact, is Jim Colligan from Scotland. This put paid to Jim's entire racing season, after this short spell. Scottish Classic racing now as the pre-75 class leaves the line. Look out for Derek McCauley on the Blue Bull taco there, just doing a quick spin around at the start, but he's perfectly fine. Also at this same event, this is a pre-84 class as Neil Glendinning takes a little trip to the dirt. Also at this very same meeting, Neil had this little spill. As you can see, as Neil came over the top of the crest, his hands came totally off the bars and as he hit the deck. He was still perfectly fine after the spill and lived to fight another day. Scottish Classic racing again, round 2 at Lockerbie as the pre-75s come into turn 1. Look out for Derek McCauley on the Bultaco again as he gets totally taken out by the rear wheel of Stuart Roden. But if you just slow the action down, you can see as Derek comes into the corner, Stuart gets a big power slide on, cuts across in front of Derek, and unfortunately Derek hits the Lockerbie dust. Now that's our old friend Darryl Wiley taking another spill at this round 2 event at Lockerbie, but he's perfectly fine this time, as you can see. Now this is the last round at Penrith. That's Peter Dobinson on the Batiste Triumph, taking a nice little spin into the corner, but only lost 1 place in this race and got up and was on his way. Now this is a nice one. This is Lewis Bell on the big Jawa at round 9 in Penrith. As you can see, Lewis got the big power slide on with the Jawa and decided just to spit him off. Unfortunately, the old Jawa would not start up again. In fact, took no further part in the day's proceedings. But as we see it in slow motion, you can see Lewis gives it a big handful speedway style, high sides, twists, and he's down. Same event again. This is the start of the pre-1984 class, and the rider in second spot there goes down on that very nice CR 480 Honda, but he's perfectly fine. Also at the same event, that's David Loudon in front there on the YZ 490 Yamaha, but unfortunately fell off while leading this particular race. Now this is the one and only Scottish Twin Shock event I covered in 2018. This is the Twin Shock over 300cc class, and if you keep an eye on the bike in second place with the yellow mudguards, that's Walter Bickmore as he pressures for the lead. Comes over the crest, totally loses control and goes down. Now if you take a look at it in slow motion, you can see as Walter comes to crest the hill, he gives the big 490 Micro a handful, but unfortunately on landing loses control and is completely spat off his machine. Now the same Scottish Twin Shock event as a couple of riders in the modern monoshock have a little spill coming into this turn. The rider in the black goes down, and also the other rider nearly gets garroted by the tapes. Same event again. This is Paul Chiappa, number 1, going down, which is very unusual for Paul to fall off that 490 Michael, but he managed it at this event. This is also the start of the modern class, and we had a 2 or 3 bike pile up in the corner at turn 1 there, and it looks like Big Deeps is one of the riders involved in that skirmish. Scottish Classic racing again. This is round 6 at Straven, and the man going down there is Stuart Roden on the 580 CCM. Stuart actually went on to win the over 300cc class for 2018, so I'm sure he won't be too troubled about me showing him falling on his backside. Scottish Classic racing again now. This is round 8 at Whitekirk. Now, as to what these guys are all up to, I'm not very sure, but it looks like there's a bit of crash reconstruction going on here as These guys are trying to get these bikes lined up. We've got Donald Buick there, we've got Stuart Rodden, we've got Michael McNiven, and we've got Kevin in there as well, Kevin Smith. So as to what they're trying to do, I just do not have a clue, but there seems to have been some kind of coming together of some description, but let's just look at the action in real time. So there's what happens. Michael McNiven goes down, Stuart does a pirouette with the CCM, and the big clues machine lands on top. So that looks like that's what's happened. Now if you blink, you'll miss it. That's Daniel McNally taking a tumble at Whitekirk in round 8. But we're back to the Kendall Classic Revival Scramble as that rider on the little YZ125 Yamaha takes a hit to the deck. This is also the same event. This is Steve Dent and Ian Robertson coming together. That wasn't very sporting of you, Mr. Robertson. But that's Steve Dent there lying on the deck. But if we see the action in slow motion, you can see Steve's minding his own business there. But Ian Robertson decides he's coming through no matter what. I'll just knock you off. Take that. Scottish Classic Racing again. This is round 1 at Forfar in early April. These are the pre-1984 boys getting ready to go. Now as they leave the line, it looks like number 3 Walter Bickmore has a very good start. But as they head into turn 1, it looks like Andy Malik is the first rider to go down. Takes out Neil Glendinning and takes out Graham Smith as well, and if I'm not mistaken that looks like Mike van der Meer sitting on the deck as well. But if you look at it in slow motion, you can see as they take the turn, it looks like Andy got a bit crossed up there, and he's the first rider to go down. Neil Glendinning is in the mix there. Graham Smith on the IT Yamaha now goes down. And it looks like Mike van der Meer is the last rider to go down on that Michael. But as far as I'm aware, everybody returned to the track unscathed, although I think Andy got the wind knocked out of him in that particular incident. Next up, it's the Cumberland Grand National from 2017. And that rider there going down on the white Michael is of course the famous Tim Dalloway, who normally rides a little BSA. Tim is quite handy on this Michael, but just took a small spill there. Now this is the famous Drumlandrig Castle, and that's Craig McCoo on the old Greaves from Ireland, who unfortunately hits the Drumlandrig dust. This of course is just one of the many Greaves Craig has in his collection at home. Same event again. This Husqvarna rider, I'm unsure of who they are, but he took the small spill. Same event again. The rider got the front wheel washed out from under him, and he hits the Drumlandrig mud. If you just see that in slow motion, it looks like he'd locked the front wheel up as the reason these went down there. Same event again. This is the world famous Mark Fulton, number 62 here, taking a little slide off his CR 480 Honda. Mark of course races at many of these big classic and twin shock events throughout the UK, and is very quick on that big Honda. Scottish Classic Racing once again. This is Graham Smith coming off his RM400 Suzuki. You just have a look at that in slow-mo. Graham comes round, gives it a big handful, back wheel comes round and he's down. Good rider though, Graham. Sometimes races his IT Yamaha at these events. Scottish Classic Racing again. This is the start of the pre-1984 class. If you watch John Stokes here coming together with Rob Weldon, as they both go down in a big heap, each looking at the other to try and apportion blame, but just a racing accident. As we see John Stokes coming into the corner, locks the back brake up, the back wheel comes round, John Stokes goes down, Rob Weldon's nowhere to go and gets collected and just hits the deck. Just a racing incident in my opinion. Scottish Classic racing again. This is round 2 Lockerbie as Tommy Anderson gets a slight knock off his Husqvarna there. Looks like he collided with Derek Folds, number 24 on the Bultaco there. But he's okay, and he remounted quite soon after that little spill. Same event now. This is the pre-1984 class. There's a very good lineup of twin shock bikes here ready to take the start of this race. Now there was a 3 or 4 bike pile-up at this very first corner. Billy Pentland in the white there seemed to have got a good start, but just collided with Jim Grieve, and once these two riders went down, they collected a few more in the process. That's Tony Reid there, number 511, and number 30 is Mike van der Meer. So there was about 5 riders who went down. Billy Pentland actually injured his ankle at this event during this spill, and was more or less out of the running for the rest of the season. Andy Malik on the 83 500 Armstrong was also involved in this spill, but thankfully everybody was okay in the end. Now this is Nostalgia Scramble in 2017. This was a spill with a couple of riders. That looks like Callum Sangster, who actually went down and collected somebody on a Suzuki, but it certainly looked like Callum Sangster just came across, got crossed up, came across the track, and the rider falling with the Suzuki had nowhere to go, and gave him a right thump into the bargain. Scottish Classic racing once again. This is White Kirk in 2017, and the rider coming round there and hitting the deck is young Daniel McNally on his lovely Husqvarna. As you can see, Daniel came into the corner, a bit much gas to power round, the back wheel just spun round and he's down. But he was perfectly fine. He remounted and finished the race. And finally, this is a Nostalgia Scramble in 2017. Now these are Cecil Pearson's Japs in places 1 and 2, and following behind is Liston Bell. But as Liston makes the turn, one of the Japs gets crossed up, and Liston unfortunately gets collected. None of his fault. As you can see, one of the Japs gets crossed up. Liston just batters right into the side and is spat off his machine. Anyway, that's most of the incidents from 2018 and a few from 2017. Like I said earlier, it's been a very quiet year regards people falling from the machines, but I hope you've enjoyed this nice short collection.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that very small selection of motorcycle spills from 2018. And as I said earlier, thankfully the guys have been very well behaved on the racetrack this year, so there were not many of these crashes and spills were recorded. Now don't forget, through the winter time I will still be posting videos of classic dirt bike and classic dirt bike racing on my channel, so if you're not already a subscriber, then if you like the sort of product I am putting out on my channel, then please hit the subscribe button, and that way every time I upload a video you will be the first person to be notified. Now also, I've had a question from one of my YouTube subscribers regarding my pre-race track presentations, and this particular person wanted to know just how I remember all my lines when I'm doing these track presentations? Well, the answer to that is very simple. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of practice.
Hello again and welcome to the start of a brand new classic Scramble Club's as I said earlier, welcome back to the fucking shite. I don't know what I'm talking about here. Now this event of course is a scrambling day with lots of bikes going round and round the track, and it's just a fucking day. Now today we've made the journey from Scotland to Penrith for the from round 3 of the British Classic, fucking Batch Classic, and a classic. Now today we've made the journey from Penrith. How can we make the journey to Penrith when we're fucking at Penrith? To Melbourne here in Penrith for the 2018 current Cumberland Grand National Scramble. Just have a look at so it's all going to happen. Right bastard. Now we have some fantastic racing lined up for you on Sunday. We have loads of different classes. Now I haven't a clue how many classes there are, but there's a fucking few. Okay, weather forecast for today is absolutely suspect. Who have been putting scrambles and trials events on in this area since around 1910, when the club was officially organised. Shut up. Virtually yards from the motor. Today we've made the journey from Scotland to Milnthorpe in Kendal for the 2018 Kendal Classic. Well, I hope you enjoyed having a look at some of those fantastic Well, I hope you enjoyed that, having a quick look at some of those fantastic burks. Fucking burks. Now, just give you the heads up to the one or two. Now it's time for more Scottish classic motorcycle racing as we are here at Now, as usual, we will be doing our usual Now, I haven't a clue what the hell I'm supposed to be talking about, but I'm just talking shite as well, you know. Well, hello all my YouTubers. Welcome to more Scottish classic motorcycle racing round 6 here at Chapelton in we're somewhere in Scotland anyway. Once the cows have stopped, we'll get started. That's not somebody blowing a trumpet, by the way, that's one of the cows in the barn. Kirkness Scramble in early September, and followed by the if I knew what I was talking about, I could tell you. Now it's been almost 4 weeks since we had any racing from. Oh shit, man! Fucking. Well, hello again, all my YouTubers. Thanks for joining us. And oh man, this is hard work. Now today we're here at Kirkness Farm in Ballingery in Fife for the fucking shit. Well, I hope you enjoyed having a look at some of those very nice bikes in the paddock that are fucking. Now, don't forget, although don't forget, all these bikes that you see in the paddock can be seen on the racetrack. On the yes, hello again, and shut up. Our season started off. Well, I hope you enjoyed some of your. Okay, that's all from me now. Let's get back to the track and let's catch a glimpse of these bikes in the racing fucking shite.
Now today we've made the journey to, I fucking just said that, you twit, and all the bikes from the paddock is now on my YouTube channel, so I hope you take a chance to fucking shut up. Now today we made the journey from Scotland to Penrith, here at, fucking forgot where I was. Well, hello again and thanks for joining us. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I haven't a fucking clue what I'm talking about here. Well, it's been a short 2 hours. Oh, fucking shite. Yes, hello again, my YouTubers. Well, we've made it eventually to Ballysalla Road here in Bangor in Northern Ireland for fucking shite. Right up to the pre-80, 1980. Oh, fucking shite bags. Now we had some shit, that'll hate me. Okay. If you just log on to my YouTube channel, and if you like what you see, please hit the like button, or better still, shite. Now the Scottish Classic Motorcycle Club members have been hard at work laying out a superb, fast-flowing racetrack on this lovely landscaped green. Shut up. Now of course, oh fucking shite. Now of course our next round is round 8, which will be held at Whitecup. Now leading the championship in the pre-65 is Aaron Graves, is the for round 6. Oh, I've just fucking said that, haven't I? Today we've made the journey from Scotland to fucking shit, oh my god. Now don't forget, all the racing footage will be posted here on my YouTube channel in the next Well, that's it, just about done and dusted for this round 2 event here at Cumstone Farm in Lockerbie. Now, fuck, done it again! And until then, please keep viewing my videos, or possibly even subscribe. And I have no fucking clue what I'm trying to say here, right? Well, there you go. You see how easy it is? It's a doddle. Sky Sports, here I come. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little short flick here on my YouTube channel. As I said earlier, look out for more classic dirt bikes and classic dirt bike videos throughout the winter. So until then, as I say, ride safe, be safe, and I'll speak again soon.